These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. So this is August 8, 2023. We're going to do a quick podcast. So I found emails dated a long time ago. This is about the murder of Chief Miller in Manford and the attempted murder and wrongful conviction of Michael Nealey. I Sherlocked the whole case here. Anybody can read through it. So let me go to the emails. This was dated, I filed a complaint for car vandalism. 6 days later, this happens. There's that. 6 days. I had emailed, here's one, where I emailed them March 2nd, telling the Florida State's attorney they got the wrong guy. And depositions were taken in May. In those depositions, I read the whole case, cover to cover, front to back. All depositions by everybody. The first responders testified they found Mike Nealey unconscious and in respiratory distress, did not treat him for being knocked out in a fight, he didn't have a head injury, he was dying of opioid overdose, they gave him Narcan and he came to. So those depositions are here. They were taken in May. This, as you can see, kind of says the same thing. He wasn't given a full tox panel. Got the wrong guy, dated March 2nd. There's even some before that. Those are my emails to the Florida State's attorney telling them he got the wrong person. When he was given Narcan, he came to and became very combative, which is pretty common for someone who's overdosed on opioids. Right here, March, February, January, January 12th, 2020. There's a whole bunch of them. Look at the dates on those. February 11th, 2020. I think you got the wrong guy. I'm concerned. So, again, depositions confirming the blood evidence was not collected appropriately was well before first responders said we gave him Narcan for drug overdose. What we said is that I think we had it wrong initially, that he wasn't given a full tox panel, and I believe he was, but not until he got to the hospital after the Narcan. So we need the blood when he's unconscious and in respiratory distress to find out why is he unconscious and in respiratory distress. Once they give him Narcan, that alters the chemical composition of his blood. So you're going to take out tox, it's not going to look the same as when he's about to die. So that blood evidence was not collected. You cannot beat someone to death when you're dying of opioid overdose. You can't do it. These are all the depositions of that contributed to his innocence, I believe. That go through how he was found and all of that, what occurred. When I did my Sherlock of it, I read all of these. These were the main points. See, I was subpoenaed to testify and oddly not allowed to. I filed a motion to intervene. There should have been a hearing to see if I had standing to file that motion, and there was nothing. It's still on the docket, sitting there like a meatball. This reporter says, what's the motive? There was no motive ever given. They weren't fighting. The medical examiner said that Chief Miller was hit so hard back and forth that his head came off his body, like he was in a car crash. So, if that's true, then why does he look like that? No bruises anywhere. No nothing. No injury at all. So you can't look like that and beat someone's head back and forth so hard their head comes off their body, and it's like they were in a car crash. Remember, he's accused of killing Chief Miller in a drunken brawl. Found unconscious, in respiratory distress, treated with Narcan for opioid overdose, not being knocked out in a fight. This is the arrest report, also says the same thing. That Officer Nealey didn't remember anything, that there was 2 injuries observed by Detective Stupid. One is a red swollen right hand. He has an IV needle in it. That would make it red and swollen. If he hit Chief Miller back and forth so hard that Chief Miller's head came off his body, then he's not going to have a red swollen hand. He's likely to have a broken hand. Very bruised, very, it's going to look like Chief Miller's face looked. So, Officer Nealey's telling the guy, I don't believe you. Look at my hands. I'm not feeling anything here. I don't remember anything. I was out, knocked out. I don't know what happened, but I don't think you're telling me the truth because I don't have any. I'm a detective, and the evidence on my hands does not match up with what you're telling me. The detective does not then point out injuries on Officer Nealey. Here, you're bruised, so that would indicate you beat Chief Miller to death. He didn't say that. All he said is, it appears Chief Miller was beat to death. Oh my God. Okay, so we got Fingerpaint Cop here. He needs fingerprints to help him understand. Okay, so I hate that kind of cop. I fucking can't do it. I can't. I'll walk off. There was one officer in Oklahoma that I talked to. And he said, I'm in his office to make a stalking report, and he says, so someone's bothering you? And I'm like, stalking is bothering, yeah. Bye, we're done. I have somewhere else to be. I don't have time for this. Don't waste my time. Keep up with me, I'm not slowing down for you. This right here, so he says, and then the second event, after the murder, Hotel John walks in, pulls Mike Nealey off Chief Miller, throws him face first into the floor. He busts his nose and his lip. He says that in this arrest warrant here. That's the last paragraph. So even in the arrest warrant, there's no probable cause listed that indicates he could have done the beatdown. Couldn't have done it. So who did? But January we knew, sums up with that story. February we know a little bit more. March we know a little bit more. April I think we even knew a little bit more. And April we got Perry recorded talking to a hitman about killing me. We want her to go out to her club. We're going to fake a medical emergency. She's going to help. Tell her the guy's got a virus. You got to take this shot or you'll get it too. The hitman says, what do I do if she won't take the shot? Charles says, you make sure she takes the shot. Make her think she'll die if she does not. They've talked about the hitman since then, over the last 24 months, more than once. We've got him every time they do. So, I'm AMLing the Florida State's Attorney and Ethan Hutchins, who works for Broken Arrow Police Department now, I believe. Way back in, but I emailed Ethan because he interviewed Lisa Nealey, and basically I said, can you pass this on to her? I don't guess he did. If I'm Lisa Nealey, I'm reading the docket, I'm seeing what I've said, and I'm telling my husband, you are a cop. I get you're traumatized right now, but think like a cop and testify for yourself. And present your case for yourself, because your attorney's dumb. He's not doing it. So, Gene Mitchell alleged that Mike just fell on Chief Miller, and with his magic gas, while he's dying of opioid overdose, caused strangulation, blunt force trauma to the head, and internal decapitation, which is not possible. It's not possible. It's not plausible. It's not possible, either one. My guys text me. My guys tell me, I'm not texting me. They tell me, get in touch with Mitchell and talk to him because he's about to he's about to put Mike under the bus. So I did. And I guess Mitchell asked later, how did Cynthia know my legal argument before I made it? And I know she did because she texted me and told me don't do that, which I did. I think those texts are right here somewhere. This is the whole, I mean, I went through every little detail of this case. This was what was kind of going on before that Lucky was working on. Now we got this house in Houston. Mr. Perry has a house south of Houston where he's got his concubines and his children. He was trying to kidnap me and take me there. So he's still trying to. He's going to try to do it by false arrest. False arrest her, sit her down. You're going to sign the fucking affidavit and you're getting your ass to Houston or else. We'll do the same thing to you that we did to Mike. Everybody note that for the record. I'm saying it before. It's not an afterthought. I'm not in jail now, so it's not an afterthought to explain something away. It is August 8, 2023. It's 3:53 in the morning. I'm saying it now. He's threatened me with that for probably the last year. Every day, all day long. He's threatened me with false arrest since he did the first one. What they did, this is the second time what he did with Mike Nealey. Second time he's done that. I'm given arsenic. I filed a police report to get a protective order, which you have to do by law in Oklahoma. He knew that. I had one denied because I forgot the fucking police report. So he knew you have to. It's the law. I file a police. I get more. They escalate. More threats of death and false arrest. If somebody's threatening you with death and false arrest, you need a protective order. So I file a police report, and before a week is up, I'm arrested. Charged in Lubbock for filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job as a senator. I'm living in Oklahoma. I've moved twice to get away from this person. I changed my whole life to get away from Charles Perry and never have any more contact with him at all. No fussing, no fighting, no drama, no problems. People hate Charles because he's all about causing problems. And everybody's sick of that. People don't like problems, and they don't like those who cause it. So we get a lot of intel, like that Mike was drugged, well before anybody else said it. We already suspected that right away. Everybody in Manford did. The second I'm told Chief Miller's murdered. It wasn't 30 minutes. Banging on my door. They got them both. The Texas Mafia guys after you got them both. Everybody knew. So it's not like, everybody. Charles and he's got him and his partners and the guys that work for him, just weirdo, deviant men's club, and they're stupid as fuck. So they think everybody else is too. They don't think that other people can figure shit out. I've talked to a lot of people about this case, and I can't tell you how many times I've been told, you don't have to be a cop or raised by cops to see something. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is bad. They framed this guy. There's no way they didn't. So I text Gene Mitchell and I tell him, you're getting it wrong. And they subpoena me. But oddly, I didn't testify. If I testified, it's called concealment of material fact from the deciding body that would have changed the outcome. Believe me, if I had testified, that would be the case. So Mr. Perry wants to false arrest me so he can sit me down, force me to sign an affidavit he wrote recanting my testimony from court for 10 years and everything I've said, and I won't do it. And he knows that. And then traffic me to Houston and lock me up in this Houston house with beveled glass. Do you think anybody living in a home with beveled glass where nobody can see out, nobody can see in, is there of their own free will? You're off your nut. How many children do you have there, Charles? What does Jackie, Jordan, and Matthew know about that? They think you're going to Houston on business, and you're not. You're going to have all kind of weirdo sex no normal person could even think up. With these poor girls, most of them are, young, teenage runaway? I mean, you're doing to me, every day it's, I'm going to starve you until you lie. I'm going to false arrest you until you lie. I'm going to kidnap you. I get threatened with kidnapping. I'll buy you. What's your price? I made you broke. What's your price? Call me. I'm like, oh my god, sure, hold your breath. I'll get right on that. So us finding out that Mike was drugged before anybody else said it, like I said, depositions here are right here. They were not taken till May. We're saying it in January, February, March. He was drugged. He didn't do it. There's no way. He's a police officer. He was trying to help me. So I'm drugged. I file a police report. Within a week, I'm also false arrested. So what happens is they'll poison someone, and when we don't die, we get false arrested and threatened and harassed and threatened until we lie or die or we're dead. They've talked to hitman. They've talked about the hitman. So many times I can't even. I mean, I lost count. How many times they've talked about hiring a hitman or talked to a hitman about killing me. So I mean, I know where the bodies are buried. We heard now they were talking about Natalie Holloway being at this compound, and my guys are like, oh my god, okay, wow, put something. I want this out that we're gonna do an extraction. So next thing we know, they're talking about moving her. Well, she hasn't gone by Natalie Holloway for years. You think she'll remember? We heard you talking about it. Is she there? Everybody thought she was dead, but you know what? They didn't find a body. There was talk that she was trafficked. So, I mean, look at the dates that we're seeing this. Look at the Narcan depot. It was not till May. So how did we know so far in advance, Mr. Perry? You're under police investigation, and I would like very much for you to stop lying about the aliens and shapeshifters telling me. There's no such thing, bitch. You and your Huntington's disease, I don't know what to say to that. Here it is. May. They weren't taken till May. We gave him Narcan. So, how do we know so far in advance? This was about my car. It's not legal, but I'm going to have our car sold and towed and sold before she figures that out. Okay, so, for the record, everybody, Mr. Perry, for 7 years, has threatened me with a second false arrest. Or death, murder, or starvation. So he's in trouble right now for interfering with commerce with intent to coerce. Coercion is the charge. The act is interfering with commerce with intent to coerce, interfering with contracts with intent to coerce, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, false arrest, misusing taxpayer-funded resources to coerce so you get your profit and you get your lie. So that's what his plan has been for a long time. While I was still in jail, everybody in jail said they're going to send you home and harass the crap out of you. And then when you complain about it, say that you're harassing them. They're going to lie. They're also going to tweet from your phone. Get rid of your phone. So I did. So Mr. Perry cloned my phone. Alright, so here's this actual... Okay, so we've got all of these after the 2019 recording of him. We get this. I got a hole in my radiator. And then somebody throws a brick at me on the freeway. And thank God it missed my head. And it bust my engine. It like hit the asphalt and jumps up under my car and bust my engine in two. Totaled my car. Could have been my head right there. Cracked my engine in two. Could have been my head. I went out a different way because I could see his guy sitting at the end of the road. That delayed me about 2 minutes. The guy at the end of the road was calling down to the guy with the brick. Here she comes. Okay. Takes out my taillight to have me pulled over. My guys wake me up. I don't get up till 3. They wake me up at 1. Go check your taillight. They had it taken out. I go check it. Sure shit. I had to fix it. I pull over, ask a Rogers County deputy about this right here. Does it look like somebody got in my trunk? He goes, well, the thing is the light's in the hood. And I said, right. But maybe the guy made the same mistake I did and started going at it right here. Well, yeah, that's possible, he says. So I go get a new one. See, that's Napa in Manford. This is the truck, what the truck looked like that threw the brick at me on the freeway. David Robertson's employee Jesse had the truck. Okay, this is what I called into Mike. There's the powder in my trunk. It's also all over this room, right down where David Robertson's employees were staying. Dynamic shot. We're in a lawsuit at that time, right in the middle of it. Had an open case. Then I'm hit at the wheel. I'm hit at the back wheel. This is all after the 2019 recording. This was a hit and run. This is the one that I went to Tulsa police and said, this is probably stalking related. And I'm also supposed to testify for Mike Nealey, probably related to that too. Here's some paperwork to prove what I just said. Yeah, we don't take evidence here. That's not how we do this here. I shove it under the glass. I said, today it is. And I walked out. Could not believe what I just heard. Could not fucking believe they just said that to me. I'm like, dude, I'm raised by cops. I'm sorry, but that is how you do this here. Maybe you need to find a different job, lady. Okay, hit again at the wheel. Hit again at the wheel. This guy missed. This scraping right here on the right above, I did that actually accidentally. I backed up into a dumpster. But this right here is his bumper. That's not the dumpster. The dumpster was yellow. This is black. His bumper was black. He tried to say I hit him. So I'm like, okay, well, I have the damage on the side of my car. Your damage is on your back bumper. So explain to me, how do I back into your back bumper with the side of my car? You send me a picture, okay? And I've been telling my attorney, watch, I'll never hear from him again. And of course I didn't. He was all about getting my insurance information. So then my guys record Charles and Calvin and those guys calling Brandon at the pilot. We are letting her make money enough today. Remember, they've now kicked me out of my home, and I'm sleeping in my car. They're going to take the car from me. So again, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Take the car, do a false arrest, do a kidnapping, coerce, force, make, kidnap, make her, be trafficked. Because we took half up front, we promised to deliver by a certain date, and we can't get the rest of our money until we do, and we promised a whole lot of other people, if you help us deliver her, you can get a little cut. Mr. Perry told people, I stand to lose millions if I can't deliver her to the buyer. He's a guy in Houston. That guy wants me to be a real estate person with him, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'll tell you what I'll do if you force me into it. I'll sting up everybody around me, and we'll use that against you in our case. I'll dig through all the papers I can possibly find. I'll pretend all you want me to pretend. I will never suck your dick. You get anywhere near me, I'll hit you. I'll beat the hell out of you. And then I'll start digging through papers, and I'll find any evidence against you I can find. Get it to the guys that gave me this. You have no idea what you're doing. It's always different when you do it to me. Any other victim able to do this? Say it beforehand, well in advance? No. How many times was your crime caught before you did it to me, and how many after? Charles, go pray to your fucking doll. Ask it if it will save you. Ask it to tell you who it is helping me. What a weirdo. What a fucking weirdo. We hear Charles Perry sits on his fat ass in a hotel room in Tulsa and has done this now for 10 years. Watches me on his computer in the privacy of my home, no matter where, or my car, and plays with little girl toys and pretends, literally like a child. It is so embarrassing, I don't even know what to say. And then makes his phone calls. How can we kidnap her? How can we force? How can we coerce? Make sure she doesn't make money. Calvin just said it. I'm going to make sure she doesn't make any money door dashing. And even if she goes to the club, she's not going to make any money out there either. She's going to do what we say. Wow. This is the 21st century. We have Me Too movement. Dum-dum. This is what happens when you do it to me, Calvin. We get you recorded. I don't even know you. I've never met you. Lucius, I've never met you. Sanjay Blankenship, I've never met you. Desiree, never met you. Beverly, Renee, don't know you. But I know your names from police recordings. So, explain what police it is, Charles. Because you keep going into court saying there's no cops. Okay. Well, then what is it? It's not shapeshifters and aliens. You got to have evidence. No such thing as There's no such thing as shapeshifters or aliens. I lived in Roswell. My granddad wrote the affidavit. If you read his affidavit, it's benign. It doesn't say shit. But he knew that the whole curiosity would bring a lot of money into Roswell. When he wrote the affidavit, if you read the affidavit, it says he was a Roswell city councilman. Listen, I grew up and have spent my entire life around very, very, very powerful men. And if a man has real power, he has absolutely no problem working with women. None. No problem at all. If you're some kind of pussy coward with a mommy issue, then you might have a problem with it. This is the day where we have a bunch of women on the Supreme Court in the United States. Supreme Court. Nevada. When I lived in Nevada, I got asked to run for the state assembly more times than I could count. Because they were doing a big push on women and increasing women in the legislature. Currently, this state of Nevada has more women in the legislature than in any other state. The Republican Party really pushed. They wanted looking for intelligent women, business women preferably, and I owned a business, to run for office and become state assembly women. So there's, I'm sorry if you're hillbilly or your mommy hurt your feelings and now you're going to take it out on all other women. You got a small group of you who is deviant men. Like sex weirdo, sicko, twisted, deviant men. And outside of that is everybody else, who cannot even begin to understand what in the fuck is wrong with you, that you would behave the way that you behave. If you're doing something that is illegal, you're doing something people don't like. And if you do that, they're not going to like you. They're not helping you, they're helping us. We get this. You get nothing. Never have in 10 years. We quote you guys every fucking day. I'm naming your people. I don't know those guys I just named. I don't know Richard and Diggy. I don't know Calvin, who's bald and fat. I get those names from police recordings. I've never actually met those people that I know of. If I did, they didn't tell me that's who they were. So maybe I met Dickie one time. Maybe Al. If Alan Blankenship was the same guy, Richard. I met, I believe, once. The rest of them, I have no fucking idea who the hell they are. I don't know them from Adam. I don't know who Lucius is. Don't know the Muffin Man. Don't care to. Don't know Greg and Tim. Tim, who wants to, I'm going to go take her car and grab her and throw her in my truck or my car and take her to the airport and throw her in my plane, and I'll turn off the transponder so nobody knows where we take her. We heard that. That was like, what, a week ago you wanted to do that? I heard it beforehand, thank God. So, I'm living in my car, and Peepin' Pokin' Perry is sitting there watching me. They call Brandon, who's the manager at the Flying J where I go to take a shower, and tell him she's coming to take a shower. I decided not to go that day. I go the next day. I actually took my shower, finished my shower, took all my shit outside, getting ready to leave, flip on DoorDash, and I guess the guy didn't get there soon enough, so they give me an order from illegal access and use of my electronic device and DoorDash. By the way, Calvin, DoorDash, when our guys talked to them, they were very upset to find out their app is being used for organized crime. So you're the one that calls in all the call, pull her over, Jinx PD, pull her over, Broken Arrow Police, pull her over. Aren't you the one that does that? We heard. Is that, you can confirm or deny that information? Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. I don't know. You tell us, and then whatever you say we'll use for the record for when you go to criminal trial. Okay? So, I mean, who the fuck sits around all day picking on a woman? What kind of man does that? I've been my whole life around men with a lot of power. They're helping me now. They got me this. They have absolutely no problem working with women. Absolutely none at all. No problem with women at all. Very, very chivalrous, actually. So, why do you? When you do something that's illegal, you're doing something that offends everybody. Everybody. So, we all know that. Why don't you know that? Everyone knows if you're doing something illegal, You're doing something people don't like. And when you do a lot of things people don't like, they don't like you. They're not helping you, they're helping us. They like us. So I go to, to take my, I'm getting ready to leave, and I get a DoorDash order from Denny's. So I go into Denny's. While I'm in Denny's, they take my car. So I'm telling my car guy, so how did my car guy know I was up there? And you called it in the day before. I had it the day before. Right, Calvin? Aren't you the one that does that? Okay. Bald, fat Calvin. My guess is you have no love life. Charles has no real love life. You guys have to kidnap women and force yourself on them like a rapist. Or watch them on TV and pretend, make-believe, in your head, like John Eagley Jr. Because there's nothing romantic for the women. No woman is into you. You're just sitting there forcing yourself on these poor girls at your Houston house who are your concubines, having your children probably go in the bathroom and vomit after you leave. I kid you not. I mean, you made them think they can't survive outside of that compound. I know you did, because you tried to do that to me all the time. I made you broke. You have bills. Call me. You won't eat until you lie for me. I'm going to make you go to jail. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Threat. Constantly. So, sure as shit, the guy... And I've already been telling him, I know you're talking to these guys who are... killed the cop. And they're after me. They're mafia type people. I know you're talking to them. I know you gave him the key to my car. He's denying it. Look at that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to believe you, dum-dum. I'm going to believe the prosecutor and the cops who told me what you're doing. Yeah, I'm not going to believe you. Why would I believe you? See, they're telling me the day before what you're going to do. And how would you know I was there? I asked him, do you have the thing on your car, the GPS on the cars that aren't paid off yet? No, I don't have anything like that. I wish I did. Well, but Charles attacked my phone. He always knows where I am. He hot mics it and listens to everything I say, right? Well, maybe my guys did that to you. You cloned my phone, they can get in your phone, right? Hot mic your phone. Maybe. I don't know how they get the information they get. I know it's legal. Okay, so they had done all this to my car. Now they're trying to get the car I have now, which is a piece of junk. The car that I had, actually, that was taken from the Flying J. See, it wasn't taken from some other place. It was taken from the Flying J. The day after this. We get it before, not after. We knew Mike Nealey was drugged before anybody else said it. Right? Dum-dum. Okay, so we also did this. We did this whole thing on his case. Look at that. That's evidence of premeditation. How did you know Mike Nealey had to be bagged to go? Coaxed. Hansel and Gretel is your code word, right? Okay. So, well, you sent me a subpoena, which means you know I was a witness and you tampered with me anyway. Yeah, we're just like at a loss as to what could possibly be going through your mind. I'm not crazy and I'm not stupid, so I can't understand you. Also, this is our shrink. Now, when she said it's like he's got Alzheimer's or something, come to find out Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease, which causes hallucination, delusion, paranoia, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. He's crazy and stupid. And you can't reason with crazy and you can't fix stupid. So, the bizarre... there's your Deviant Men's Club, and then there's everyone else. Hang on. Okay, so we got the shrink here, who said, why are we having to repeat ourselves all the time? Well, he's got Alzheimer's. What's he got? He got something that I believe is causing him to be severely mentally ill and severely mentally retarded, both. It's not just illness like Cuckoo Bird. Cuckoo Bird. It is, he's slow mentally. He can't understand what you're saying half the time, like aphasia or something. So we wondered about that for a while, and then found out from police investigations that he has Huntington's disease. Alright, so what you need to do is explain how we get that, Mr. Perry. Why we get it. Why is it you think we can get this information that no one else has? Any other victim have all this? Those are your code words. That's your kidnapping plan. This is what, this is your sex trafficking plan. Take all my personal ID, make up a passport using forged documents, steal my social security card, birth certificate, driver's license. Yeah. Very common for traffickers to do that. This is our witness statement about your voyeurism problem. See, voyeurism is a crime, hacking is a crime, stalking is a crime, trafficking is a crime, coercion is a crime, witness tampering is a crime, destruction of evidence is a crime, altering evidence is a crime, perjury is a crime, and obstruction of justice is a crime. You guys are, I mean, he asks me every day, is it this guy? Is it that guy? Who's helping you? Is it this? Who is it? Oh my God. We go to great lengths to make sure you don't know that. Because we don't want you gone. We're not going to help you. You don't ruin somebody's life and then go, oh sure, I'll help you cover it up. Fuck you. You're off your nut. You ought to be beat up just for thinking that. I'm not kidding you. You ought to. That doesn't mean I'm going to go do it. If you come near me, I will beat the hell out of you. You won't touch me. I'll beat the shit out of you. So don't come near me. Okay, so every time we got, I moved twice to get away from you. Moved. Completely packed up all my stuff. Moved to a new town. Started all over again. All over again. To get away from you. Creepy, Chucky, whack job. Sadist, cop-killing, rapist. And I can say what I think you are. That's what I think you are. I have reason to believe that. And you make me feel raped. I define how you make me feel. I do. It's violating me. You're a rapist. Okay? A rapist and a cop killer, in my opinion. Now go fuck off. I don't care what you think. Nobody understands why you think I do, Connie. You just butt into, God, everything's a problem. Everything's a thing. Everything's an ordeal. So we get your name. Every time you fuck with me, we get this. More information. More information. All those names, I've never met those people that I know of. I've not met them. They come up in police recordings, those names. Okay, tell us who the police are. Tell us who it is if you think it's not police. Prove it. No court testimony. You have a problem with coercion. A big one. You're fucked. You're mental, so you don't get it. But when I quote you every day, you ought to know you're fucked. It's funny that you don't know that. We don't even have words. Okay, so, also, the prosecutor tells me, with the professor at school, I want you to email them, and I want you to set my case up for me. My criminal case up for me. What I would like you to do is cover a couple of things here. I want you to cover the fact that most of your professors are in law enforcement. You're in criminal justice college. So make sure that we establish that. Most of your professors are in law enforcement. This professor who failed you right now, she failed you now, is not. I also want you to understand, establish that is a deviation from what every other professor has done in 4 years. Make sure that the school is very clear on the fact this is a total deviation from everybody else. I also want you to connect that deviation connects in our timeline to a deadline Mr. Perry has to deliver you to the buyer. and that coercion is a very, very big problem for him. Right, Poking Peepin'? So, well, you're a tough man picking on women. Tough guy. Wow, we're all impressed. You beat down women, and yeah, woo, you're just something. You don't have women calling you, wanting you to go to lunch. You don't have women wanting to hold your hand. You have women wanting a protective order against you. So do you, Calvin, don't you? Yeah. All you deviant men are fucking weirdos. You're fucking weirdos. Outside of your little club, where you convince yourselves you got power and shit, is everybody else. This is evidence you don't have shit. You're fucked. You're mentally ill and you're stupid. So even though we're showing you we have this, you don't understand, you are fucked. You've dug a hole, you're in it deep. All they have to, that dirt goes somewhere. He's about to bury you in it, and we can't wait. No more problems. Because when you're around, everything's a thing, everything's drama, everything's a problem, and everybody goes broke. And everybody is sick of that, and sick of you. Are we clear? Since you can't understand what people say, normal grown-up words, get a nurse to help you. And don't make me repeat myself the fuck again. Write it down. Write it down. So we told you, you caused the school problem. They recorded you telling her to fail Cindy. Because I was about to get, on the 13th of July, some excess student loan money, which went against your agenda to traffic me. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Right? You had a deadline. Our guys knew that. Well, you've had several. And, so, is Mr. Kunstwheeler helping you try to traffic me? Is his office being used illegally, Mr. Perry, for your personal profit that you think you're gonna make after you have me arrested and you sit me down and go, here, sign this affidavit that is a lie, and go to get your ass to Houston, and I'll get you out of this. Or I'll do the same thing to you I did to Mike. These guys helping me have known everything I do and everything I say and everywhere I go and everywhere who I do it with for 30 years. Fuck you. Okay? Go pray to your dolly, princess. You couldn't get a date with a gun to your head with a woman that actually wanted to be there, could ya? You repulse women. You repulse prisoners. You repulse everybody. You're a turnoff. You're fat, you're lazy, you're stupid, and you're creepy. Right? What's it like to be that? Okay, so I'll never help you. And the more you ask me for help, the more we get, because it pisses everybody off that you have that kind of nerve. Don't contact me. I hate it. It always gets us more. Get the fuck out of my life. What we told you is you caused this problem. You fix it or we will. And if we fix it, you're not going to like how we do it. So we just set this up per the prosecutor's instructions. Set it up that they are very clear on the fact that a majority of our professors are in law enforcement and this one's not. She's deviated drastically from all your other professors in the way that she handled the situation. Complete deviation. And it fits the timeline from when you were supposed to get some money and they didn't want you to have that money because they have a traffic deadline. It's also supported by other evidence that we have. Set that up. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Are you using Mr. Kunstwheeler to facilitate trafficking? Is he... that was the other thing he wanted me to do with the professor. She is now a... what did he put it? What was the word he used? Conspiratory offender. Is Mr. Consueler as well? I want to know the answer to that question. I want your attorney to email me yes or no. He either is or he's not. Are you using Mr. Consueler to facilitate the trafficking of a person so that you can make your profit? And you can get your smear campaign. What about Mike Reed's office? Are you using him? What about Tulsa Police? How many of those guys are you using? Does Calvin work there? Who all works that's on this list? Who all works at Tulsa Police? Do you know not all of them want to be your bitch, but you have a problem with coercing people? You have a big one. If we have all this, you don't know you're fucked. You really are mentally. You need a padded cell right now. Okay? Don't ask me again who's helping me. I want you gone. We all want you gone. You are not invited here. There's your little deviant weirdo club, and outside of that is everybody else. Get a grip on reality. We get the help. You do not. Everybody hates you. We get the help. We got this. You don't have anything like that. Get a grip on reality. Everybody's sick of you. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. I came here to be with my family and get away from you. Nobody invited you here. Now, I'm telling you right now, stop it. Stop it. You're fucked. Look at that. You're fucked. There's your shovel. Dig away. The dirt's going somewhere. All of this, he's about to bury you in it. I can't wait. No one invited you to Oklahoma. You don't live here. You don't have any business being here. All the injury happens here. To me, you don't have any injury, princess. Take your dress off and act like a fucking man. Act like a fucking man. And stop embarrassing me. This is how everybody else sees you. We got all this stuff. Every time you contact me, we get more. Every time you cause a problem for me, we get more. Every time you cause a loss for me, we get more. The longer Mike's in jail, the more we get. The longer I'm broke, look at that. You were complaining to somebody, they were griping about it. I'm sick and tired of hearing from that guy. Calling and complaining. He's oh, poor me, maybe try to get her on taxes. And the guy goes, with what income? How's she supposed to pay income tax when he makes sure she doesn't have any money? She's living on her loans from her ex-husband in school. And then he'll give her some canned food here every once in a while. What's the income tax on canned food, sir? I don't do canned food. Fuck you. And get away from me. Get the hell out of my life. Get out of my life. Nobody owes you anything, you pathetic fuck. Do you understand? Nobody owes you anything. You bullshit yourself all you want. Everybody's sick of you. We are getting the help. You're not. Look at the results. Look at ours. Nobody will tell you who it is helping me. Nobody. Call all you want. Everybody says the same thing, right? I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And who's lying and who's telling the truth. When you're handcuffed, then you'll know. So we get all this. The more you do the crime to me. How many times were you caught before you did it to me? How many after? How many little girls had your babies at that fucking creepy compound of yours? Huh? I can outsting up a cop. I can outsting up a state's attorney. You sure you want to spend any length of time with me at all talking? You sure? I have one thing to do, catch the bad guy. I'm very good at it. I've done more than anybody you know. I have helped somebody that can get me something like that in jail. So, I'm really good at what I do, Mr. Perry. How many times were you caught before you did the crime to me and how many after? You sure you want to give me direct access to all your shit? Yeah, see, you're not all there, nut job. This is sadism. You guys are sex sadists, aren't you? All of you. You got your little crowd, you got your little club of deviant men, and then there's everybody else. And everybody else is wildly uncomfortable with you. Okay?
Oh, that's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
What you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, man. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even not. Unless woman's giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is big.
That's okay. I don't care. Leave me alone.
What do you want?
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, man.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes. First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting.
Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. I don't want to hear it. Everybody's sick of hearing it. That's what the guy said tonight. Mr. Perry calls and says, maybe we can get her on taxes. I don't think she's filed taxes. And the guy goes, file taxes on canned food? You won't let her make any money. I'm sick of hearing this guy. I'm sick of talking to this guy. I'm sick of taking his phone calls. Everybody's sick of this. When she said people are sick of it, I'm telling you, everybody's sick of it. I'm sick of it. I wish he'd stop calling me. Nobody wants to hear what you think. Nobody wants to hear what you want. Nobody wants to hear what you need. You never shut up. We all get it. You think you're entitled. We said, shut up. It's about what the victims think, what they want, what they need, what they feel. You don't matter, we do. We're getting the help, not you. And it's been that way for 10 years. The more you contact me, the more you ask for my help, the more pissed off everybody gets, and we always get more because you outrage everybody. You take my money, you outrage. Calvin, you are hated. I don't know how I cannot. Listen, stop acting like a stupid. Everybody hates your guts because you're very mean. You're very cruel. You're hated. You, Calvin. You're hated. I don't care what people say to your face. We hear what they say behind your back. Okay? Everybody is sick of this. Your cruelty and your creepy. They're sick of it. Tired of it. Stop. You're being stopped. We quote you every day. Don't we? Every fucking day. Don't we? Calvin, I quoted you I can't tell you how many times. That means you pissed somebody off. You're very mean. You're an asshole. And you're all alone, aren't you? You don't have a woman that wants you, do you? Maybe there's a reason for that. When you go around doing things that are mean and illegal, people don't like you. Illegal things are things people don't like. You should know that. Everybody knows that. God, y'all are stupid. Okay, try to figure out the why we get the information.
Leave me alone.
Why do you think we get information and you don't? Why do you think we're getting help and you're not? You're not understanding the why, Calvin. Bald, fat Calvin. Charles. Lucius, Muffin Man. You're not getting the why we get the help and you don't. You're told on. You're told on. We get the help, you're not getting it. If we're quoting you this much, you're fucked. You've dug a hole, you're deep in it. Now all we have to do is bury you. With all that dirt you threw up out of that hole. We're happy to do it. I'm happy. You know, as much as the shit that I've been through, that you put me through, the injury you caused, and you caused it on purpose. Charles, why are you in Oklahoma? You have no business being here. Get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. What did he say in March 2020? Her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. You don't contact her or her family in any form, directly or indirectly again. She'd better not be broke. Because if that's the case, I'm going after you and you're fucked. So we've quoted you all the stuff, the names I just get, the code words, the house in Houston, where all you got your concubines and your kids and all that shit, that you have to use beveled glass so they can't escape. Nobody's in a place with beveled glass where no one can see in or out that is there because they want to be there. You tell women, I'll starve you. I'll have you false arrested. Same as you do to me. You coerce, you pressure, and pressure, and pressure, so they don't think they have a choice. They do. I do. Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you? You're not entitled. You're a bitch. That's it. You're a bitch. So, we get the help and you don't. We have a lot more since March 2020, don't you think? Don't you think? You don't know who it is helping me. You don't know who you picked a fight with. It's not me. Actually, it's not me at all. It's somebody with a lot of power. Enough power to get me what you just said every fucking day for 10 years. It's someone that can get me a Fabian puzzle in jail. And you're just as pathetic as this guy. You don't even make sense. How does it feel if somebody invades your privacy, or has a camera stuck up in your face all the time, or uses your DoorDash app to try to get you to a certain place where they can sit there and take pictures of you? Either on the doorbell camera, or the garage camera, or just sitting across the street in a car. Right? Illegal access and use of an electronic device that does not belong to you. So, you put these girls in a situation they feel like they don't have a choice. You've tried to do the same to me. You've tried hard. You threaten me every fucking day. In a state where you don't live. We're never, ever invited. I told you to stay away from my family. You went around my family, and now you're fucked. Okay? It's different when you do it to me. Why is that? Why is that? Why are people so angry at you? You're stupid, or you'd know the answer to that question. You wouldn't even have to ask you.
You feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
The one that put all those scratches on your arm?
Scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours.
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is that
the
it,
fucking
Ted?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
The
feel?
one that put all those scratches on your arm? You wanna see the
Scratches? I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours.
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is that
the
it,
fucking
Ted?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel?
Alright, so which judge said? She says it's law enforcement. If it's not law enforcement, then you need to come in here with some viable alternative theory and evidence. Since you like coercing people into lying, you got your affidavit all typed up and ready for me to sign under duress, recanting everything I've said for the past 10 years. You don't get to do testimony. You have to have evidence. Hard, cold evidence. Okay? Not I planted it. I collected Cindy's cigarettes from her work. Now we planted them at this, we're going to say it was found at the murder scene. We got a fingerprint from something. You can recreate fingerprints. You can duplicate fingerprints. I took a forensics class, Mr. Perry. A lot of places no longer use fingerprint to let people in for security purposes. Now they use vein scans because too many people can get a little silly putty and make a fingerprint. You guys break into my place where I live, no matter where it is, all the time. You've taken credit cards. My guys tell me one day, they got your bank card. Out of my apartment? Out of your apartment. We just watched them walk out with it. Go check. So I go check. Sure as shit, it's gone. So he goes, order a new one, because you're gonna need it. And if you wait until you need it, you gotta wait the 10 days till they send you a replacement. So do it now. Okay, We're quoting judges, Mr. Perry. You went duck hunting with Judge Cummings. They know that. They got the evidence of it. How do they know that? How do they know that? What is Judge Parker doing? What is Judge Egan doing? What was Judge Kirkendall doing? Why did you pull it out of Judge Kirkendall's court? She said, leave her alone. It looks to me like you're provoking and trying to entrap her on this harassment claim that you're making. I think you're full of shit. Why are you always in Oklahoma? She's never in Texas. I slept in my car for 6 months not to go to Texas. Okay? Somebody told you, when I guess it was an argument we heard on one of the surveillance, she's in violation of Texas Penal Code, blah, blah. And he goes, wait, let me interrupt you. She's been in Oklahoma for 9 years. She slept in her car for 6 months not to go to Texas. You're not even in Texas. None of you are in Texas. So Texas law doesn't apply to shit. And the allegations are stalking. The allegations are voyeurism. The allegations are you cloned my phone and you hacked my computer. The allegations are you're walking around with forged documents that will get you past privacy laws and you're trying to get a passport made. The allegations are you wanted me pulled over. Calvin told a cop, I heard him, take a picture of a driver's license and send it to me so I can get a passport made. Okay. We told you with the school thing, you take care of it or we will, and if we do it, you will not like how we do it. So now we've told them, okay, here's a couple of things you are going to have to consider because we're going to set you up for our case right here. Most of my professors are guys who are in law enforcement right now. This professor is not. She's deviated from what everybody else did. And she's deviated at a time when there's money due that affected the receipt of that money. Right? That also corresponds with the deadline for trafficking delivery. Papa John's, you guys call it? Okay, since I have all that... Now, we wouldn't have done all that had you done what I told you to do, and you cause the problem, you fix it. You control how you do that. Instead, you thought you had a choice. We did it. We did it. It's about to come like that to an end, Mr. Perry. We told you, give it back and get out. Now. You can control it. If we have to do it, you're not going to like how we do it. You want to threaten me with false arrest and kidnapping, and you're going to, put me on, or you'll do to me what you did to Mike. Do it to my face, you fucking princess. You're a pussy, you're a coward. You're weak and you're pathetic. You're repulsive and you're rejected and told on and told on and told on. Everybody hates you for what you're putting me and Mike through. You're hated. We get the information, you do not. Who's helping me? Explain that. Why are they helping me? How many times were you caught before you did it to me? How many after? Wake up! Wake up. Where are the recordings? Who has them? See, they've had plenty of opportunities. They've talked to you face to face. You just didn't know who that's who you were talking to. If they wanted your money, they'd ask for it then. He goes, we're not in the business of selling people. Basically what he wants is to give us money and buy you. Thinking that'll make all this go away. Perry's not all there. Looney Tooney, just like this guy. He doesn't even make sense. How does it feel to have a camera in your face? I got pictures of you. You want to get? I'm gonna get you. Perry does the same thing. I'm gonna make you go to jail. I'm gonna take your car away. I'm gonna take your money. I made you broke. You have bills. Oh, call me. Every day, all day long. Every day, all fucking day long. Sit in a hotel. Prove what you do with your time. Prove it. Sits in a fucking hotel room on his fat lazy ass, watching TV, plays with little girl toys, and pretends. Can you imagine a man at his age doing that all day long and threatening me? Huh? And then pick up the phone and whine and complain, I'm a victim. You're a monster. You're a monster. You're a cop killer and a rapist. Do you understand? I define how I see you. You don't get to do that. I define how you make me feel.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
You want to put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches? I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of it.
In the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours.
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is that
the
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you
Alright, so Judge Kirkendall gets it right, so you pull it out of her court? Well, we thought that. And then somebody said, Judge Parker doesn't like it that Judge Kirkendall already made a ruling on this. She said, leave her alone. Because I'm seeing provocation and entrapment. So what is Judge Parker doing, Charles? How many times were you caught before you did the crime to me and how many after? Why is it different when you do it to me? We quote you guys every day. Every day. No other victim has what I have. Why are people telling on you? Why are people angry with you? Why are you hated so deeply? Why? Now, dum-dum, answer those questions. Okay? We're all sick of you. We're sick of you and how you feel. And sick of you and you want to explain. And sick of you and what you want. What does Mike feel after what you put him through? What does his son feel? What do my kids feel? What do I feel after the hell you've put us through? That's all that matters. We get the help and you don't. You get told on.
feel. You're filming my. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore. You stalk me. That's why
No.
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened when
alone.
she got-
Please leave me alone. Please.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.